My clearing spray. Hey, Healing Fam. Welcome to Healing Me. I am Me the Messenger, where we are healing me. That's how it's supposed to sound a little bit better when you don't wake up at 6 and 7 in the morning trying to sing before your voice has had time to warm up as a singer. So, anyway, hey, this is going to be the Energy Daily Check-In to see what messages come through that serve our highest good in emotionally, mentally, physically, spiritually, and financially. Thank you, Holy Spirit, for the messages that I need to see and the words that I need to say. Thank you for the protection of the highest white light during all messages. Thank you. All right, let's see. Okay. Assessing, and that's a 9. That's a number of a universal number. 9 generally represents endings, cycles closing out, passing tests, breakthroughs, doing things, learning the lesson. Because when a 9 comes, and that means that new beginnings. So when cycles end, new doors open. So this is preparation for the new doors opening, right? This is making space for the new doors to open. It's looking at things in a different way. Looking at things from the way that Spirit looks at life in these eyes, in these bodies, in these human forms. Looking at the situations, looking at the experiences that we are having in life in a whole new way. We've leveled up. We've ascended spiritually. Like I said, we've learned some lessons, right? We're glowing up. We're leveling up. We're healing and letting go. We're releasing. Right? 9 is about releasing, right? So as we've been releasing and letting go, like this hot air balloon, we've been able to rise to new levels, to see things in ways that we weren't able to see them before, right? We're able to hear and connect with the non-physical part of us, the divine part of us, in ways that we weren't able to before. We're able to allow in spiritual guidance, right? Allow in a new life, a new way of processing information. How we process information has everything to do with our belief system, our actions, and how we manifest, right? So this is big energy. This is what we've been doing, is leveling up, seeing things in different ways, processing things in different ways, seeing we don't have to be defensive, saying we don't have to, we don't need validation, arresting the ego, balancing out the ego and the mind, things of that nature. So that's what this assessing, we are assessing life differently. We're looking at how we want to live our lives. Do we want to co-create with spirit, or do we want to co-create with just our human ego? So now we're realizing the fullness of our magnitude, the fullness of the limitless magic that's in us, and that you can do, have, and be anything that you want, okay? Realizing that you are in control of your life and in your destiny, right? Realizing that you can see beyond the ways that the things that used to hold us back, right? Now we're able to see beyond those things that were holding us back, those the way that we used to approach things, process things, react to things. Now we're looking beyond those old limiting ways of doing things, those old limiting behaviors, characteristics that led to our actions, right? Hey, baby, now we're moving on from those old ways of doing, thinking, and being, right? Now we're releasing those ways, and now we're looking at how a new way of life, how it can be, right? So now we're seeing ourselves in a total different life, in a total different way, and what we can do and have and be, right? With spirit, right? So new doors are opening for us because we're letting old things go, right? All right, let's see what else we get today. All right, so let's see. Some of these came out yesterday. 2 of these came out yesterday, but we have to take them because the other 3 didn't. So it's still authentic, and that's what Spirit wanted, because I spent a lot of time. I shuffled this deck like 10 times just because so much poured out of it yesterday, and I wanted to make sure we got a good, authentic, blend. So look what came out today. Okay, so blessed. 22 breaks down to 11, which is a self-mastery number, right? We are blessed and highly favored. Now we're seeing, now we can see what we couldn't see before, that we were always blessed and highly favored, that things were always working out for our highest good, but we couldn't see that because a lot of times when doors are closing or cycles are closing in our lives, we don't realize that 2 have already opened, because that is the universal law and that's our divine right. So a lot of times we focus on what's the attachment of not letting go of that thing that's ready to leave our life, not realizing that we have something better. The divine has something better in store for us. It's time to level up. It wasn't happening to us, it was happening for us, right? Now we're realizing to look at those situations like that where we couldn't see that before. We couldn't even fathom. We was like, what do you mean? Look at the other 2 doors. Don't you see what's happening right now? Oh my gosh, what am I gonna do? I just lost this job. I just lost this. We just broke up, whatever it is. It's meant for your good, and the resolution is right there. But we don't see it, and we can't hear it from the divine because we're so caught up reacting in our old energy. We will react, respond in a carnal, egotistical way instead of a spiritual way. Now we're realizing this is what we can see now, the blessed life, the life that is everything is always working out for us, even when it doesn't look or feel like it's working out for us. Now we're able to level up and walk in our self-mastery, co-creating with spirit, balanced in spirit, knowing that our spiritual, non-physical part of us is the bigger, massive, magical part of us, eternal part of us, the omnipotent part of us, the part that we tap in. And once you tap in, you're not going to want to tap out from it, okay? Nothing can fulfill you like the fulfillment of yourself when you wake up to knowing who you are and the massive energy and power you have, okay? Milk and honey came out again, okay? After every storm is a rainbow. You can't have the rainbow without the storm. So we learned that what we went through was purposeful, right? That it wasn't happening to us. It was happening for us to level up, to heal, to let go, so that we can see life for what it really is and to experience life for the way that it was supposed to be. That now we can see that this was always the plan. Happiness is the work. Feeling good is the work. And that we are provided for, and that luxury, beauty, stability, freedom are your divine rights. And now we can see how to get to it if we allow spirit to lead us through the path of least resistance to get to the things that we want. This is the answered prayer. This is the overflow. This is the abundant life. This is the working. This is everything that you've worked for paying off, right? This is being able to look at the positive on all things and not the negative. This is really seeing how provided for. We are blessed beyond measure, right? This is able to see the blessing in all that we have, right? This is how we see things now. This is where this is where our focus is, on the rainbow. And every day we can find the rainbow. Every day we can see the rainbow. Every day we can see the rainbow in every situation now, because now we have let go of all the things that was holding us down, all the low vibration, egotistical, driven fear, fear of failure, fear of success, depression, needing validation, lack of self-love, lack of self-worth, stress, envy. All of those things are low vibration things. Anything opposite of positive, white light, energy, good, anything the opposite of good and positive and love, really, anything opposite of love is the ego, is ego-based, right? And that's what we've learned. And we've learned to get out of the way of ourselves, which is why we've been able to release those things that were holding us back, right? Now we're leveling up. Now we're living and experiencing life on a different plane and a different level than what we were before we awakened to who we were, right? So now we're able to assess this blessed life with this milk and honey, right? 6 is about, 51 breaks down to 6, which is about after you've learned the lesson, which is 5, right? After we've went through the massive transformations and the change, now comes the success, the reward, the recognition, the breakthrough, the collaborations, the things that are life-changing, right? The things where you don't have to look back and live the way we were living anymore, right? That's what we're assessing. We don't ever have to look back. However we was before, we never want to go back to that energy. However we were before, we want that to stay in our rearview mirror and always see where we came from, right? We never want to leave this blessed and provided, this milk and honey, never. But walking in who we are, our power, this is balance, peace, harmony, joy, love, luxury, beauty, stability. This is knowing and walking in your power, right? This is calling things as you want them to be, even though they are not. That's faith. Activating your faith. Using your power. Knowing that everything is energy. And that what you believe and what you think must show up and be, right? Whatever you believe and think it is, that's how. So now we believe that we are blessed and highly favored, and that's how we look every day. Like we floating on a bubble through our circumstances, right? People don't even understand how we can keep our head up high. How do they still? I've been sending so much black magic to them. Why are they still smiling? How do they still have joy? I thought that I triggered them to where all their joy. I know they old energy. What is this new energy person? I don't know how to trigger that person. I don't know how to rob them of their joy. I don't know how to get them to come down off of their happy bubble to play with me and my bullshit. This is what we know now. And we protecting that shit. This is energy protection. This is self-mastery at its finest, baby. We know what to do. Because what? We protecting this right here. You can't take our rainbow. We went through the storm, and now we know how to go through the storm, knowing that we are provided for the storm, that the storm is here to bless us, that the storm is here to clear out things, to water things, to nurture things, to heal things, right? To release things. So now we know that the storm is there, because we know what comes after the storm, and the storm brings everything for us, because the storm is not happening for us, it's happening to us to bring the milk and honey afterwards. That's what we are here for. We made it through the storm so that we could get to the end of the finish line. Success. What we wanted, the reward. And this is what they wanted to break us from. They thought that the storms, the triggers and all that, they thought we weren't going to learn the lessons. They thought that we weren't going to glow up. They thought that we weren't going to start allowing things to fall away. They thought we was going to stay attached. They thought the wrong damn thing, because they didn't count on God in us. That's what they thought. Happy. That's what I'm talking about, right? This is protecting our energy. This is what we earned when we came through them storms, right? When we started coming through them storms and started leveling up and started doing the work and started releasing stuff, what? This is what we saw. These are all the things that we are assessing, right? All these things we are assessing. These are all the things that we realize now and that we're tapping into now, because we have allowed things to release. So now this is our new assessment of life. This is our new experience in life. This is our new view in life. This is the way we only see life. This is the only life we accept now. This is the only energy we want to even entertain now, right? This is the energy that we protect now. We cultivate this energy. We had to go through some things to even learn that this energy was available, to tap back into this energy, to heal our childhood wounds, right? So happy, blessed, milk and honey, that's the kind of life we realize that we done woke up and realized again that we can have. This is our divine rights, right? Now we realize that we didn't come here to live in lack, to be egotistical, to be trapped by our ego, to be trapped by our past wounds, to not heal our childhood wounds, to not allow the child in us to run free. The child in us is the God in all of us, right? The God and Goddess is the child, the inner child. Nurture the inner child and you can't go wrong, right? That's who we forgot to honor. That's where all the problems start that you then have to go back and heal, right? So we're not going backwards no more. We don't want to live in lack, in poverty, in depression, in stress, in lack of self-worth and love. We don't want to dim our light for others no more. Oh, no. Now we see what divine living is. Now we see what the blessed and highly life is and how to attain it. And that all we had to do was manage our thoughts and discipline ourselves and be accountable that we bring in the life that we have. Right? Once we started realizing that, we started realizing, okay, well, we got some power. And then we can't be pitiful. And we got some work to do. And we start doing that work. And now the evidence of us doing the work is so evident, no one can not see it, okay? But this is the life that we won't, this is the life that we won't give up anymore. This is the only life that we will allow now. This is the only life that's acceptable now. This is the acceptable life, okay? That's what we see now. What was 26 breaks down to 8. That represents the ether. Things manifesting from the non-physical into the physical, right? We got another 11. No, we got 3 11s. Definitely things are manifesting. Definitely things are manifesting into reality to where we can touch, taste the happy life, the blessed life, the milk and honey, baby. That's what's showing up in our lives, right? That's what's manifesting. And it is overjoyed. It's bringing overjoyed happy. The word is not coming out. An overflow of happiness. An overflow of happiness, right? When you get happy, that's happy times 2. It's bringing an overflow. We have manifested an overflow of joy, abundance, and happiness. This is what you deserve. You deserve this, baby. Don't let nobody say that you don't, and don't let nobody take it from you. And now, no matter who they are, we have learned that nobody is worth allowing them to take our happy from us. That happiness is the work. Feeling good is the work. What you feel is what you attract. I'm going to say that one more time. What you feel is the vibration that emits from you. It's like a signal that says only this vibration is what can come into my life. That's what we learned, right? We learned how to stay in the vibration of happy. We learned how to protect our happy. We learned how not to need other people to be happy. We learned how to release things to be happy. We learned how to, when people don't serve our highest good no more, to allow it to let go, even when we don't feel like we want to let them go. We allow that to be. And now we see the happiness that it brought in, right? We're thinkers now, right? We're thinking about what we want, what makes us happy. We don't spend time thinking about what unwanted things, right? That's what we learned. We learned how to think. We learned how to think. Remember, we said that earlier. This clarifies that. 11 to, 44 breaks down to 11. So we got 2 mastery numbers. Absolutely. We've been doing some work, right? We've learned how that thoughts are things, and that thoughts are how we manifest, and that what we think becomes who we are, because it controls our actions and our characteristic. So that means it controls the energy that we are emitting, or the vibration or the signal of how we feel. Is all based on this right here. So once we realize the self-mastery and control over our thoughts and start keeping our thoughts on things that are good and positive, instead of seeing things in the situation and only focusing on the negative, now we learned how to focus on the positive. And because we learned how to focus on the positive, it brought in this type of life, right? Or it's bringing in this type of life. It must. These are the universal laws. When you change this, this is what comes, okay? This is what is always, this is the destiny for all of us. This is the divine right for all of us. But until we awaken to this and get out of our way energetically and heal that was in our way and holding us from our divine rights, self-sabotaging. Once we stop self-sabotaging, once we get out of our own way, once we realize what we deserve, once we heal and forgive ourselves and others and start walking in divine love, that's what we're doing. We're learning how to walk. We are learned by releasing things, and we learn by the lessons, right? Because this is about learning the lessons, and now new doors and new opportunity and new beginnings and a new cycle of life that we are living, that we have leveled up to see and think and do and be differently is happening, right? Absolutely. We're able to soar to new heights because of the way that we think now. We're realizing that we are what we think. We're realizing that we used to think negatively about things, and that's why it affected the outcome. And that now when we think positive about things, that we think that we don't attach a negative thought or experience to the experience, turns around the outcome and turns around the experience, right? For our good. We're realizing our power. We're realizing how we turn around a situation just because of how we look at the situation. You know, that's big, man. You turn the situation around by how you look at the situation. Remember how you think how you look at the situation. I'm sorry, this is what Spirit is saying, is illustrating that. We turn around things. Now we're realizing that we can turn around things by how we think and look at things, because that's where where all our power is. A long time ago when I was a little girl, my grandmother taught me that the devil and God are always, the fight starts in here. They war over our thoughts. So that is true, right? They war over our thoughts, and that's why you have choice. You choose your thoughts. Do you want, no matter what it is, do you want to see the negative in the situation? Because that's fine. That's your right, and that's your choice. But when you do that, you're saying, thank you, I need more negative. This is only going to make me think and feel negative and act negative, and it's only going to be able to grow more negative, okay? So it's only going to be able to get more information from the devil, from the ego, right? You can't hear both gods. You can either hear the devil, or serve God. Serve light or serve darkness, okay? So when you think positive about the situation and realize that it's not here to hurt you, and know that you are protected, and know who you are, and look for the lesson. What is this trying to show me? And not get defensive and woe is me and victim mentality. That's ego based, right? Because it's what you attach to the experience. Then that's when you can hear more of spirit, right? That's when you can be the thinker that's attached, that you are created to be, that can see and assess the situations from different angles that you hadn't before when you were in your ego-based thinking, right? Now we're realizing that we can be happy in our thinking, blessed in our thinking, and that it can bring the reward, resolution, breakthrough, and milk and honey that it couldn't bring before, because we were just stressed, putting energy into the negative, to the problem, instead of the faith and the resolution, and that all things are always working out for our highest good. Big mental breakthroughs on that. That was everything. Learning that we control everything and we have a choice, and it's no victim mentality. You choose. What are you going to give energy to? Because whatever you give energy to grows, right? Either more negative grows or more positive grows. It's all up to you, okay? Last card out before I let you go. Elephants. I love elephants. They represent abundance. I collect elephants from all around the world. They represent abundance, on top of abundance, on top of abundance, wisdom, working together, rare, unique. It's another 11. So we got 2 11s. No, 3 11s. We got thinker and blessed. So we got 11, 11, and 11. That's what those break down to. So a lot of self-mastery, a lot of coming into our own power, a lot of being guided by spirit, a lot of transformation is happening. Big transformation has happened in that 5, which is why this is coming out. This is the glow up, okay? This is a whole new life, okay? Looking at life from a whole different view, okay? Looking at life from a whole different view, right? The world is your oyster, right? That's what you realize. Buy the book, okay? So this is the last card that was coming out, self-mastery. That you created that book, right? That it can be whatever you wanted to write. That you write you write the book of your life. You create this experience by what you think, by how you see your life, see yourself and life, by protecting your energy, by controlling what type of vibration you want to feel, because you know that feeling good is the work. And if you're feeling bad, you're saying, send me more bad. If you're feeling good, you're saying, I've decided to send me more good. So it's you write the script, you write the book, and you've learned to write it in a different way, right? That's what this is about. Writing the song of life in a whole new way. Reinventing yourself. That's what this is about. You have reinvented a whole new life. This was a long message, but it was a good message. Gosh, let me get one angel card and get out of here. I got a lot of stuff to do. And of course, it gave me 2. God of Underworld. I was thinking about this card when I was explaining about how positive and negative, because everything is working out for you. And I'm glad this card came out so that it can be said. God of the Underworld. Something which no longer serves you is about to end. That's what it is. And remember this, when I first brought this card up, the first card, I said this was about things closing out, cycles closing out, releasing of things that no longer serve us. That's why this air balloon, this is the releasing and the leveling up, right? So things that no longer serve us have taught us what it needed to teach us. We thank it, and now it's going to teach somebody else. And it's releasing, and it has opened up the door. Where's my happy card? I don't know where my happy card went, but it went somewhere, but we saw it already. Oh, it's on the floor. That's where we go. That's what this did. When we release this attachment, and when we talked about that earlier, when we learn how to release the things that no longer serve us no more, people, things, characteristics, thought processes definitely. When we learn how to release the way that we were processing information, when we learn how to get out of victim mentality, when we learn how to get out of our ego-based self-sabotaging characteristics, that is when this came. See, the same light is now beaming because we allowed it to release. Bye-bye, things that no longer serve us, so that the good shit can come in. God of the arts, the artist within you is about to emerge. Absolutely. You see this flame too again? So we're intuitively, spiritually being guided, because the divine in us is the artist and the creative and the creator in all of us, right? That's why what we want wants us, because what we want is the divine the divine in us desire to express itself in this human form in that way, artistically or creatively. So that's what's emerging, right? As things that were holding us back and self-sabotaging from the divine in us, creating and blossoming out all its art, right, that it has, right? All that it can create that can bring in stability, success, reward, abundance, milk and honey, right? The good life, the abundant life, that was holding us back, and we're releasing it. And now we're free to co-create artistically. And that doesn't mean just like as a singer and a musician like myself. That can be in any way. No matter what you do, it's creating, right? So don't get caught up that this is only about us that are of the arts, right? But it definitely means that for people like me, because this is my message, if it's your message, claim it, that the artist within us is about to emerge. So again, we are leveling up to life in a whole new way. We are assessing, we are seeing how we can live life in a whole new way. The world is our oyster. I love the light in you. Please don't forget to join us on the Healing Me YouTube channel. The link is in my Healing Me bio, even though I, yes, post on miocravonne as well every day. And please join us on the Healing Me YouTube channel. Please like, share, and subscribe. It helps the channel grow. I love bringing these messages. I love the light in you. Peace out. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.